Our planet is a place of immense power and profound mystery. From the highest peaks to the deepest ocean trenches, Earth is constantly in motion, its surface and interior shaped by forces that have been at work for billions of years. Deep beneath our feet, forces that dwarf human comprehension are constantly at work, shaping continents and building mountains. These processes are slow, yet relentless, sculpting the world in ways we are only beginning to understand. A rumor has taken root online connecting two distant parts of North America, Hudson Bay in Canada and the Yellowstone Supervolcano. The internet, as always, is fertile ground for wild ideas and unexpected connections. The claim that a strange anomaly under Hudson Bay could somehow trigger a catastrophic eruption at Yellowstone, thousands of kilometers away. It's a theory that's as alarming as it is intriguing. At first glance, it sounds like science fiction, a blockbuster plot, the kind of story that would make for a thrilling disaster movie, but could it have any basis in reality? Hudson Bay is a massive, shallow inland sea. Yellowstone, a geothermal wonderland atop a colossal magma chamber. They're separated by over 2,400 kilometers, with vastly different geological histories and features. How could one possibly influence the other? The sheer distance alone seems to make any connection impossible. Yet the rumor persists. The story begins not with a volcano, but with gravity itself. Gravity, the invisible force that binds our planet together, can sometimes reveal secrets hidden deep below the surface. Scientists have discovered something peculiar beneath Hudson Bay, a gravity anomaly that sets it apart from almost anywhere else on Earth. This anomaly has puzzled geologists for decades, prompting new research and debate. This anomaly has sparked curiosity and, inevitably, wild speculation. Theories range from ancient meteor impacts to hidden geological structures, each more fascinating than the last. Before dismissing the idea, let's explore the real science behind these two remarkable locations. What do we actually know, and what remains a mystery? We'll examine the Yellowstone caldera, Hudson Bay's gravitational weirdness, and the scientific investigations that have tried to unravel their secrets and see if any plausible thread connects them, or if the rumor is just another example of how the internet can turn scientific mysteries into sensational stories. Is this a hidden danger, or just a digital ghost story? Let's find out as we separate fact from fiction and uncover the truth behind the rumor mill of the Earth. In the heart of Wyoming lies Yellowstone National Park, a place of breathtaking natural beauty and untamed wilderness. This landscape is famous for its geysers, hot springs, and simmering geothermal power, reminders of the immense forces at work beneath the surface. Hidden below this stunning scenery is one of the world's largest supervolcanoes, a sleeping giant capable of eruptions so massive they could alter the global climate and reshape continents. Yellowstone's dramatic history is written in layers of ancient ash and rock, evidence of three colossal eruptions, the most recent occurring about 631,000 years ago, leaving behind a vast caldera. Each of these events was thousands of times more powerful than any eruption in recorded history, blanketing huge swaths of North America in thick ash and transforming the landscape for generations. Unsurprisingly, the possibility of another eruption keeps Yellowstone in the headlines and sparks the imagination of people around the world. To better understand the risks, scientists monitor the region closely, tracking tremors, ground deformation, and gas emissions with advanced technology and constant vigilance. Yellowstone experiences thousands of small earthquakes each year, most too minor to be felt, but the probability of a catastrophic supereruption remains exceedingly low, estimated at about 1 in 730,000 per year. Instead, smaller hydrothermal explosions or slow-moving lava flows are far more likely, posing localized but manageable risks to the park and its visitors. Still, the sheer scale of Yellowstone's potential power makes any rumor of a possible trigger, no matter how unlikely, seem both fascinating and alarming to the public. That's why it's so important to examine such claims with a careful scientific eye, separating fact from fiction and ensuring we understand the true nature of this sleeping giant. Now let's travel northeast to Hudson Bay, a vast, frigid expanse with a geological secret. Sensitive instruments reveal that gravity here is slightly weaker than elsewhere, a negative gravity anomaly. You'd weigh infinitesimally less standing here than almost anywhere else. Gravity is tied to mass, so weaker gravity means less mass beneath Hudson Bay than expected. For years, scientists thought an ancient asteroid impact was to blame, but that theory has faded. Today, Two powerful geological processes are believed responsible: the lingering effects of ancient glaciers and the slow churning of the Earth's mantle. This gravity anomaly is the kernel of truth, fueling wild speculation about a link to Yellowstone. But to see if such a connection is possible, we need to dig deeper into the real science. The truth is just as fascinating as the fiction. The first piece of the Hudson Bay puzzle is a relic of the last ice age. 20,000 years ago, the Laurentide ice sheet buried much of North America, pressing down on the crust with unimaginable weight. Hudson Bay was near the center, where the pressure was greatest. The crust buckled and sank, displacing the mantle beneath. When the ice melted, the land began a slow rebound, a process still ongoing today. This incomplete rebound is a primary cause of the gravity anomaly. The crust remains depressed, and dense mantle material hasn't fully returned. Less mass means less gravity. We're witnessing a slow-motion echo of an event that ended millennia ago. But ice isn't the whole story. Deep below, mantle convection currents are also at work, pulling the tectonic plate downward, a process called downwelling. Hudson Bay's mystery is a combination of ancient ice and deep mantle forces. To see if Hudson Bay could affect Yellowstone, we must understand what triggers a supervolcano. Eruptions result from a complex interplay of heat, pressure, and chemistry deep within the Earth. Magma, mixed with dissolved gases, rises toward the surface, accumulating in a massive chamber. For an eruption, pressure must increase, often from fresh magma injections or gas exsolution, like opening a shaken soda. Changes in magma composition can also make eruptions more likely. Tectonic activity, such as a large nearby earthquake, might fracture the rock and trigger an eruption, but only if it's very close. Ultimately, eruptions are local events, triggered by direct changes beneath the volcano. Scientists monitor Yellowstone for these signs: ground swelling, gas changes, and earthquake swarms. These are the real triggers, not distant, mysterious forces. The science points to local, not remote causes. Let's take a closer look at Hudson Bay and Yellowstone, comparing their geologies side by side to understand what truly sets them apart. The idea of a direct link between these two regions quickly falls apart. They're separated by over 2,400 kilometers, and each belongs to fundamentally different geological settings, shaped by unique forces over millions of years. Yellowstone sits atop a powerful hotspot, a plume of hot mantle material that has created a dramatic chain of volcanic calderas stretching across the region. Its behavior is governed by this deep, persistent heat source and a massive, shallow magma chamber, which together drive the park's famous geothermal activity and periodic eruptions. Hudson Bay, meanwhile, sits within the ancient, stable Canadian Shield, a vast expanse of some of the oldest rock on Earth, largely untouched by recent volcanic activity. Here, the main forces at work are post-glacial rebound and slow mantle convection, which operate on entirely different timescales and at much greater depths than Yellowstone's volatile system. The rebound is a surface phenomenon, caused by the land slowly rising after being compressed by ancient glaciers. The mantle downwelling beneath is slow, diffuse, and lacks the focused energy of a hot spot. Neither process can send a sharp, energetic pulse across a continent to affect Yellowstone's dynamic volcanic system. Think of Yellowstone as a pressure cooker, building up energy, while Hudson Bay is more like a memory foam mattress, slowly and gently regaining its shape over centuries. The energy released at Hudson Bay is simply too diffuse, too gradual, and too weak to have any measurable impact on the powerful, volatile processes at work beneath Yellowstone. Ultimately, the laws of physics and geology simply don't support any meaningful connection between these two remarkable, but fundamentally different, landscapes. The science is clear. There's no credible evidence that Hudson Bay could trigger Yellowstone. The proposed link is speculation, not supported by observation or modeling. Geologists and volcanologists dismiss the idea as implausible. The connection exists only in online forums and sensationalist videos, not in scientific literature. The distance is too great, and the mechanisms are incompatible. Hudson Bay's slow rebound and mantle downwelling can't disturb a magma chamber thousands of kilometers away. The gravity anomaly is a sign of missing mass, not a hidden force. This myth takes a real scientific curiosity and twists it into a fear-based narrative. In reality, these two geological wonders are entirely independent. So why has this theory become so popular online? It starts with a genuine scientific curiosity, the Hudson Bay gravity anomaly. Because the science is complex, misinformation fills the gap with dramatic, easy-to-share stories. Social media algorithms amplify sensational content, making myths go viral. Once a rumor gains traction, it's repeated and embellished, taking on a life of its own. The narrative that mainstream science is hiding the truth is powerful and creates echo chambers. Lack of evidence is twisted into proof of a cover-up. When confronted with extraordinary claims, ask, who's making the claim? What's their evidence? Is it peer-reviewed? Most digital myths are built on misinterpretation and a desire for attention, not genuine science. In a world full of information and misinformation, knowing who to trust is crucial. Scientists are our best guides, using evidence and rigorous methods to understand the Earth. Science isn't about absolute truths, but about testing and building knowledge. The Hudson Bay Yellowstone story shows the power of evidence over myth. The real story is one of slow, immense forces: ancient ice sheets, continental drift, local hotspots, and stable shields. Trusting science helps us think critically and resist fear-based misinformation. The true wonders of our planet are revealed by evidence, not sensationalism. Be curious about real mysteries: plate tectonics, mountain formation, and the deep history beneath our feet. Yellowstone and Hudson Bay are both incredible, each telling a unique chapter of Earth's story. Their real, science-based stories are more than enough to inspire wonder.